Hi. 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 Hi, Metal Higlets. How is everyone doing today? Do we keep the death count? I mean, I can't die in a painting stream, lol. At least this is hey, Black Templar. This is meant to be a painting stream, but I have a slight issue. Look at this face. There is not a single thought behind those eyes. Biotitan. Yeah. So I don't quite know how I'm gonna paint my minis with the cat parking. Yeah. No, I don't think we're keeping the death count. Callus just set death to 69 randomly when he popped up in the middle of the stream after setting it to 300 because he thought it would be funny. uh, but how's everyone doing? My scuff senses are tingling. No, no, I'm not. I am streaming, but there's no scuff yet, Callus. What? Thank you, Halbert, for the laugh. Why are you saying scuff? Look, a cat in my paint station is not scuff. It's not. It's not scuff. It's not scuff. You can't just call it scuff. You can't call a cat in my paint station scuff. It's not scuff. What? Also, the cat technically isn't in the way. There she goes. See? It's all fine. Don't sniff my monster cat. I was eating cookies earlier, and she just kept sniffing the bag, even though, like... Scuff the cat says what? Bruh. Bruh. Scuff the cat isn't official until you'll make it official. And the only reason you're going to make it official is if you'll do a donathon. We do a donathon, and you'll raise the funds needed to make a Scuff the Cat model. That's how that's going to go down. You all can say it, but it won't be real until then. And that's a fact. Scuff the Cat is just VTuber fanfiction until then. You made a meme about it, therefore it's archived in a... Wait, is this how my lore is written? You guys just fucking shitpost about me, and then it becomes real? I mean, I suppose as if the internet likes it, it can't be helped, so... Yeah. Now, I think I've got enough time to finish this and... Hey, Tora! I think I've got enough time... to finish this whole kill team tonight, because we half did it in the last stream. What we need to do now is effectively golds, and then maybe a little bit, and the some glowy bits, and then maybe some what else do we need to do, chat? Yeah, it's mostly gold, glowy bits, and then random odds and ends. But mostly these guys are done. Shitposts turning into lore sounds like your ammo. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Hey, Deadfire! Which characters are we making? We are making Kill Team Legionaries in Emperor's Children style. They glow in the dark when I shine this black light on them. Look at how shiny they are. I mean, it's a much nicer kind of thing when, you know, they're not in actual light, but yeah. So we're going to start out with doing some gold edging. They shiny, yes. They are cool. Didn't you butcher Night Lords for this? I did butcher the Night Lords for this. I butchered both the kill teams and some Horus Heresy miniatures to make this. So I've got Kill Team Nightmare, which is Kill Team Nemesis Claw, which is the iridescent warband, which is going to be like the open blade. And then Kill Team Legionaries, which is going to be like the, I'm going to use them narratively like the the hidden blade. So Nightmare will go in, scout out, be the distraction, raise some alarms, and then I'll have the Legionary kill team come in and murder everything at the end when you know everything is distracted, and it just makes sense, you know. Now, my microphone is in a bit of an odd position, so if we have some audio issues, it's because I'm leaning too close to the miniature. But that's okay, because I will turn and talk to you guys. Should work on salamander test models. Glowing black light paint sounds cool. It is cool. I was supposed to have some pigments that I wanted to use for this. By Stuart Semple, who makes really specialist art supplies, and I was going to make custom paints using these pigments that don't just glow under black lights like neon. They glow in the dark under dim light. So if you just leave them under a lamp for like a day, and then you turn the lights off, they'll glow for hours and literally just emit light. But he used a really shit courier who delivered them to a neighbor who claims they don't have it. And it's really annoying. So, and I reported this to the courier company, and they were like, well, this matter is resolved. Did you find the thing? And I was like, no. Did you find? It's like they've got a claim form, but they don't let people have access to it. They're just an awful courier company, and I'm just a bit annoyed. And then I messaged the art supplies company, and they're like not wanting to do anything about it. They're just burying their heads in the sand. And all the while, I see them post and send spam emails to my email account, and I'm just like, bruh, how can you not have any customer service and yet have the time to do all this shit? Like, my god. So, that's my specialist art supplies rant. I'm never going to buy from them again. This matter is resolved. What are you talking about? I got nothing. Exactly. It wasn't cheap either. Like, genuinely some of the most expensive paint supplies I've ever paid for. Not impressed with either of these companies. Justian, welcome, welcome. It's always lovely to see new first-time chatters. You've seen people using Gundam parts for Warhammer figures. Really? I've not seen that, but I can imagine, say, for Tau it could work. Maybe for Imperial Knights too, depending on which Gundam model it is. Hey, Brady family. We found ourselves innocent of any wrongdoing. Yeah, totes. Like, the thing is, they can't say they didn't do anything wrong, because their courier, they sent me an email saying, yeah, our courier's going to try 3 times to deliver your parcel. And he had made one attempt and then decided to give it to a random neighbor. Like, so they didn't even follow their own goddamn processes, and I'm just like, bruh. It's literally written in the email you sent me about sending me this parcel. Now, with gold over the pink, I'm certainly going to need to do 2 separate coats to get a good amount of coverage. And I'm going to have to be careful. Really careful that I don't do any overlap into the other areas. This is me actually not speed painting, but actually having to... This is the one thing I dislike about the fact that I've started Emperor's Children, is that I have to actually upskill myself and become a good painter. Just chilling, didn't get into Warhammer at all, so just chilling here. You love the lore, but it's not popular in Asia. I mean, I think it depends which part of Asia you're in. It's very popular in Japan, from what I've heard. In fact, it's Japan that inspired them to do a set of blind box sets that you know, people just like get a random mini from a specific set. And now those minis are sold as like really expensive. For a while they were really expensive, and now they're just part of like a Kill Team starter set, which is very cool. People used to pay so much money for those. If I can just get one of these kill team members done on stream, I'll probably just say it's fine and then I'll just finish the rest off stream if I want to be honest with you all. Oh, you're from Malaysia. There was a Warhammer shop, but it closed down. That's a shame. It's a very cool hobby and it's very fun to play if you can like find people to play it with. Your pile of shame stares at me every morning while I get ready for work in your closet. Well, you know what you need to do? Turn that pile of shame into a pile of potential. Get painting. Just a little bit every day, Brady. I believe in you. In fact, while you're watching me, why don't you paint along? What hobby projects are you guys working on? Since you're a Gundam builder, you used masking tape to mask out the areas before you paint. That's fair. It's you can do that, but it's not easy when you're at this scale because Gundams are much larger. They also have a lot more flat surfaces, so it works well. For Imperial Knights, however, the whole masking technique works very easily because they are, once again, big robots, so it just kind of works. What am I doing? This is part of the problem with painting with all the camera setup and all that. It's just everything is in the way. So once we've done the gold trim, we'll do some highlights. And then we'll do the neon eye lenses, because I like the idea of Space Marine eye lenses glowing in the dark. Will be better if the camera is to the side, so you can still see the... But at the same time, it's like, you don't really see what I'm doing. And the camera's not in the way of what I'm seeing, it's more... So I've got a lamp next to the camera pointing at the miniature so that you guys can see it better. Because I notice lighting is the big problem with trying to stream miniature painting. Lighting is always the problem. So I've got an overhead lamp and then a lamp just sort of coming from this side here so that, you know, you don't have nothing but shadow in the camera. It's just like trying to get used to the way it is, that's all. It's not that hard. But I don't paint with this setup that often, because most of my painting is done off stream. Also, I gotta say, this bit here that I kit bashed on, Green Stuff World, Roman numerals, really, if you want to like put numbers on shit, like Legion insignia, they're so good. You just like bend them to shape and super glue them on, and they're not very expensive. I could have used transfers, but let's be honest, transfers are crap. I mean, I get why people use them, but they don't look nearly as good as textured miniature bits, I think. But, you know, that's just, like, my opinion, man. So at the end of the stream, probably after it... Actually, no, not after the stream. On the stream, I'll prep an oil wash and show you guys how I do that, but it takes, like, an hour to dry. So once the miniatures are oil washed, I'll wait an hour and then scrub the excess off. But I'll do that off stream, and then I'll show you on socials and in Discord what that looks like. But I'm not sure if I want to do an ultramarine, a deep ultramarine blue oil wash, or if I want to have a more purple oil wash. Hey, Robo, how you doing? Yeah, water slides on Warhammer are a nightmare. It's just, it's. I think it's more of a side thing than a size thing than anything else. And yes, guys, when it comes to miniature wargaming, size does matter. Because like transfers when they're too small are just an absolute nightmare to paint. You're back from a military exercise and now you're sick. Wah! Did someone give you the laggy? Size matters, damn it, no. Yeah, like if it's too big, it's an absolute nightmare, right? But at the same time, if it's too small, it's also an absolute nightmare. You have to like find the right bit for the right bit, you know? Get the perfect fit and you'll be golden. But what the perfect fit is really depends both on the model and the transfer sheet you're using. The real question is, do I want to put some rusty bloodstains on this chain axe? I feel like it would look good, but then there's another bit of me that's like, can I actually be bothered doing that? So once the shoulders are done, the pauldrons are done. There's little bits because this guy has a Mark III armor. Actually, I'm gonna finish off this side of the chain axe. Just because I want to play with this insignia a little bit. This whole thing's... just a nice little bit there. I might have to go back and do some black on these bits. And we'll do this Chaos Star. Actually, I should finish this pauldron before I do the Chaos Star in the middle. Won't be the rust, but won't the rust have weird contrast with the pink? I mean, contrast is good. I think contrast is a good thing, honestly. But maybe it would be too much. Because now that I think about it, the rust won't look that different from a deep goldish pigment. Because it is just dark brown, isn't it? And we're basically going pink, black, and white. There's going to be a little bit of blue in the eye lenses, which I think will look great. I know a lot of people like to do green for the eye lenses for Emperor's Children, but I like the classic blue look. I just think it's neat, you know? Do this pauldron. Have to be very careful here that I don't touch these bits because it's just at a kind of angle where I have to go at it from the front. Which means both the weapon hand and the weapon itself are kind of in the way. Trying my best not to hit that cable on the back of the chain axe. I think I've done okay. But I kind of like the pinkish undertones adding a slight red quality to the gold. I think it's a good look, honestly. You like my red eyes? Thank you. That's valid. I think for me, red eyes depends entirely on the color scheme. Because reminds you of the triggered memes you've seen a lot. That's fair. That's fair. I like red eyes on my Dark Angels because it's just what they've always had, and I think it's just it'd be weird not to give them red eyes, you know? I should do the other side of this chain axe. Okay, I think that's that first layer on the chain axe done. Now what do I want to do next? I should do a second coating on these numerals here. Nice and simple. Just follow the shape. And it'll if you just follow the shape, it'll ultimately look quite good. Later in the stream, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go on with the neon inks I've got, and just use them to do a little bit of shading and highlighting, a little bit of glazing, you know. But I want to get the basic kind of color palette down. I want to get the basic color palette down first, but also if there's a little bit of overspill onto the other colors, then I think that just adds to the idea that they're glowing. One day Robo will also paint a mini. That day is not tomorrow or next week or next month or Robo, if you have a mini and you're sick, you know what you should do? You should just paint the mini while you're in bed and be comfy and cozy while you're doing your hobby. Don't you think? But if you don't have any minis, then understandable. Wait until you have money. Or be like me and make poor financial decisions when it comes to your hobbies. As well as half the Warhammer player base, lol. What do I want to do next? I think I want to do the other pauldron trim. To be fair, everyone here has questionable spending habits. That's true. Maybe. Whether it's Twitch subscriptions or miniatures. Hey, I don't judge. Just you know, get me 10 gift subs, lol, so that I can hit today's goal. And then I can use those to buy more plastic crack. Speaking of which, chat, what should I do for Christmas stream? I don't know. I don't really have any plans. You're waiting for the pay that I am owed from the military exercise. I'll see what I will do with that money. Maybe buy a starter set. It's better than drugs and smoke, though. Not wrong. Not wrong. actually, Robodoc, what faction interests you the most? Would I be right in saying it would either be AdMech or Necrons, lol? Mecha Santa model build. Well, you know, I do actually have some unbuilt Gundams. Oh my god, I could do the RX-78 in Santa's color scheme. That'd look great. Okay, I might do that. Lol. Christmas Gundam. But I don't know, Ponka's staying here for Christmas, so I don't know if, like, we'd do that. But then again, we're having Christmas early since our families are visiting in the next couple of weeks. Which reminds me, I need to double check the dates on that so I can plan scheduling and shit. I do enjoy it. So what you want to do, Robo, is you want to get the Hypercrypt Legion, which is the Christmas Battle Force, which for some reason hasn't sold out yet. It's a great Battle Force. It comes off pre-order tomorrow, I think. But anyway, I'm getting one because I've got the 9th edition starter set Necrons that I've built. And between that and this, which is basically the Combat Patrol, between those two, you basically have like a little bit over 1,000 points to play with. And it's relatively inexpensive. Once again, relatively. I'm not a financial advisor. Please don't spend money on models if you can't afford it. Though I do own shares in Games Workshop, lol. So you know, take my advice with a grain of salt. I own like 2 shares in Games Workshop. And last week, those shares jumped up a huge amount when they released their financial statement for the year. It was very cool. Is Gundam more expensive or Warhammer figures? Warhammer is more expensive than Gundams. Hands down. For the amount of plastic you get in the box, Warhammer is the more expensive hobby. For how much use you get out of the figures, though, Gundam is more expensive. Like, because you use Warhammer to play a game and shit. You can't do any of that with Gundams. You just, like, build them and they look cool. Or you give them to a child to play with and then they break it. And then it's just like, bruh. How many hours did I spend on that build and paint job? And in a matter of seconds, the child has destroyed it. Bear in mind, I'm streaming from the country where Warhammer is manufactured, so it's still expensive here. Well, people build armies and just sell off the parts they don't use. Is this a decent way to get money? That's not wrong, actually. I should really do that with my bits. Yeah, we paint the figures to play. Well, there's different types of painting. Like, you have the people that paint for competitions and Golden Demon and things like that. That are just, my word. The amount of effort and time that goes into stuff like that is beyond me. Then you have speed painters. There's actually, because it looks better, honestly. That's why they incentivize it. So you get extra victory points if your army is fully painted. And it's not like, if you're using good paints, the paint's not going to rub off. Like, so it's fine. Think I need to just get around this pauldron's top bit. There's a bit of overspillage, but that's fine. We'll go over that later and it won't really be an issue. Right, what's next on this guy? for this first layer of base coating, the golds, we've got the armor trim on the leg plates and the torso. We've got his power pack and his helmet to do, and then we're basically done. And we can move on to highlighting it. Or we can do another miniature. Once again, I'm not concerned about painting I'm not concerned about painting these guys. If I can get them painted, in addition to this guy, then great. But my goal is mostly to get this one miniature done. I always think Warhammer soldiers look like Zaku. A little bit! Someone told me I should get a Zaku kit on Reddit because it looks very similar to Warhammer and would probably suit the art style. There's official Warhammer 40k clubs. You should probably pay them a visit now that I think about it. Yeah, get a tutorial game. See if you actually like the game. And if you don't, just like get the occasional model that you think is cool and buy it and build and paint that. Because you know, you don't have to play the game to enjoy the hobby. Like, you can just read the books and build the models and, like, have a nice little collection. You've been kind of more of a lore kind of guy. Well, that's fair. Like, you don't need to play Warhammer to enjoy it. There's so many different ways you can enjoy this hobby. It's a rich universe to explore. Hell, they even have board game stuff based on it as well. And nice video games, which I know you know about, lol. Speaking of which, chat, Darktide's new patch is coming out. I'm pretty sure I'll be part of a drop campaign for it. They're adding a new difficulty and a new map, I think, and some new weapons. So it should be fun. Also, speaking of lore, next week I've got another podcast with Danny. We're going to be talking the Badab War and the rise of Huron Blackheart and the impact of the Red Corsairs on the rest of the galaxy. Wait, why do we encourage people to join us in the rabbit hole? Run, do not come near any plastic. Your wallet needs... Yeah, but like, do you have any idea how many... Once again, you don't need to buy models. There's so many good video games and books for Warhammer. Like, it's such a rich set of universes. The crack is with him. He is one with the crack. Doc, what's your favourite bit of Warhammer lore, then? Hey, King Duck, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. It's nice to see you again. Just doing these little edge bits on the trim. Oh, there's some overlap there. That's fine. I'm going to go over that. Like, doing all these fine details isn't really my strong suit because I've got nerve damage in my wrists, so it's hard for me to keep my hands still. But if I don't make an attempt, it's just going to look bad, I think. That's like asking what your favorite video game, Chief. Warhammer Total War games are pretty good. I love the Warhammer Total War games. You know what I reckon they're probably going to do? Is they're probably going to... The final DLCs for Total War 3 is probably going to be an End Times campaign. And when that comes out, I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to try and get like a big weekly collab stream. I'm actually just trying to play through a multiplayer campaign of Warhammer Total War. But it would take so long to organize, I'm not sure it's a good idea. It also takes like months to get through if we saw it through to the end. And Total War game series are the kind of game where you'll just like pick it up, put it down, and then you'll forget what happened and want to start again rather than continue where you left off. Slanesh knows I've dropped so many Total War games and then just restarted. Oh, by the way, have you heard that once they finish the World War Total War that they're gonna do a Warhammer 40k Total War, which should be interesting. It's got to be trades and shenanigans. I need to get the Infinite and Divine. I know Callus really wants me to read that after I've done Caiaphas Cain, which Caiaphas Cain, by the way, is probably going to start at the end of next week on my YouTube. Not on stream, because like book reading is bleh on stream. For example, he went to help Cadia the line, until their God Emperor rises, I will have to suffice. Lol. That's amazing. Oh, speaking of that, I need to play Mechanicus. I was gifted Mechanicus. And I've heard in Mechanicus 2 you get to play as the Necrons in the campaign instead of the Admech, which should be interesting. Okay, I've almost done that leg. There's still a little bit more of that trim I need to go. Oh yeah, did he like yeeted out some Horus Heresy Ultramarines from his Pokeballs? Wait, hang on. I just realized they were literally in Necron Pokeballs, right? Do you think Nintendo will try and sue Games Workshop like they're doing to Palworld for Trazen capturing Ultramarines in balls? The breastplate doesn't actually have any trim that needs doing. So it's just going to be that other leg and then the backpack and his face. Then I can move on to highlights, because most of the model should be dry by then. Also, the whole how Iron Hands misunderstood Ferris's vision for them, and how they're basically Mechanicus vassals. Yeah, the Iron Hands done goofed in a big way, and have continued to done goof. It's actually pretty sad. Like, Fulgrim, when he killed Ferrus Manus, absolutely destroyed that legion. And they are so beyond recovery. Thank you, Metal. Ooh, Dav, thank you so much for the follow. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. But let's be honest, the Iron Hands were kind of mid anyway, lol. The only reason they have any popularity is because they've got really strong rules, and have done for the past few editions. Funny that Pokemon can copy Digimon evolution as megas, but any other people only resembles their idea and they throw loyal letters at them. Well, yeah, they're a Nintendo company, aren't they? Like they probably got orders from the top to smack anyone with the lawyer bat, lol. But I think it's because they want to make sure that no one else makes an open world monster catching game, because I think that's their big thing for the future. You like Iron Hand's vibe for the vibes? Bruh, but you also like AdMech, lol. So they're basically the same thing, let's be real. Also, as an Emperor's Children player, I love how much the Iron Hands hate the Emperor's Children, but, like, the Emperor's Children are just like, to you, when our father slew your father, it was the greatest day of your life. But to us, it was merely a Tuesday. Like, the Emperor's Children don't give a fuck about the Iron Hands, which I think is hilarious. Maybe if the ghost of Ferrus Manus rises, he can traumatize Fulgrim. Because that would be funny. The relationship between Ferrus and Fulgrim is also pretty neat. That's true! I'm gonna let my Shine Greymon figure to dry. Took quite a while to paint. Oh, if you're in Discord, Justian, let me see. Because I always love seeing what people do. A bit of me wonders if maybe I should do like a model review stream with people. Just, you know, show off all the cool stuff the community makes. Because there's a lot of good painters in our Discord. Some of them are better than me, genuinely. But then again, being better than me isn't exactly that hard to achieve, I don't think. Okay, I'm just doing his face. Please be patient, because... God, I hate faces. Even when it's only just little bits like that, I just hate faces. They're just a nightmare. Don't forget to agree to the rules in the hashtag Rules and Rolls channel. Because I have it so that bots are kept out and they can't spam all the channels. But once you grab the member tag, you should have full access. Just doing the trim on the head. Okay, now it's just the backpack. They basically made a weapon version of friendship bracelets for each other. Yes, I know. I love the whole like Ferris and Fulgrim dynamic. I see you in the dim squad. Once you've grabbed the member tag, just scroll right up to the top of the whole rules and roles thing. So you post it in art and yeah, art, hobbies, and tabletop stuff. But I think you still need to grab the rule right at the top of the rules channel. See the one with the green tick mark right at the top. And then once you've grabbed that, it should unlock all the other main bits. But yeah, it should be the art, tabletop, hobbies, and that kind of channel. Okay. Okay, what's next? What's next? I need to do the power pack. My model is way too big. I need to zoom out on it. Yeah, you got it. Cool. Ooh, that looks cool. I've never seen that configuration of Greymon. Is it a Mega Evolution? It looks similar to War Greymon, but not. I've never seen that before. That looks rad as hell. I like that. It's like a different evolution path. That makes sense. That looks super cool. I like that. Everyone in Discord, go check it out. It's that's a fantastic paint job. I love the eyes and the gems and all that. Actually, let me see if I can bring it up. You're missing the wings. They're still drying. Valid. In fact, let me where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? If I just pop this like so, yeah. That's a cool looking mini. I like that. But yeah, onwards. Back to the painting. I need to do the gold trim on the power pack. And then we can move on to highlighting the gold. In fact, for gold trim, I think it's just these little baubles on the edges, on the vents. I think it's just these little baubles on the vents I want to do in gold. I'll leave the rest in pink. Oh, that's too much paint. But that's fine, I can just get that off and you move it around. It's not the end of the world if you put too much paint on the miniature. I know sometimes it can seem like it. But it's really not. As long as you're able to preserve the texture, all things can be corrected. Why is it out of focus? It looks... Okay. I'm gonna do the other little bauble. Hey Mika, how you doing? It's always lovely to see you. How's our cute Chaos Catto doing? We are almost finished with this part of the paint job. I'm glad that these other miniatures, like, they're a lot simpler than things like Eidolon. You been an EP cat? Oh, have you just woken up? Good morning in that case. I'm glad that you've been resting. I know you have trouble sometimes. To go over this bit again. Ooh! Justian, thank you so much for the follow. God, I just realized I was painting with my hand in front of the camera the whole time there. Wow. I'm glad that you're enjoying this community. Rip. What do you mean, Rip? It was only a little bit obscured by the camera. You went to sleep at 4 AM and woke up at 9 AM. Then passed. Bruh. Mika, you got to take better care of yourself. Go sleep at a reasonable time and not 4 AM. I know you want to stay up and hang out with people, but you gotta take better care of yourself. You thought I missed paint? No, maybe. But, you know, there's no such thing as a mistake. There's just happy little accidents. Besides, if you do feel like you've made a mistake, you can always just paint over it and then no one will ever know. Okay. Now, at this point, what we're going to do is we are going to do a highlight layer. I guess that's what my parents have to think when they think about me. Wow. Mika, you are our precious being. And we appreciate you, no matter what. Okay, now we're going to use Vallejo polished gold. I'm gonna do a vibrate. Ah. Lol, Metal, no! You're not happy. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know. There's an imposter of me called Mike. Lol. Imagine. Okay. Next layer. I think I squeezed out too much paint, so I'm probably gonna try and do another miniature tonight. Not necessarily on stream, but yeah, I'll probably try and do another miniature tonight, just to make sure I don't. This is the one thing I don't like about dropper bottles, is that if you take too much paint out, that's it. You've got to commit, otherwise you're wasting resources, and no one likes wasting resources. So what do we want to start with first on the highlight? I think we'll start with... There's a bit too much paint on there. I think we'll start with the chain axe, because that's quite, or when I'm Explodey Cat, I'm called RCX3, lol. You're a cute bean, Mika. Just a little highlight. Just a little highlight. The main reason we highlight on miniatures like this is on the edges is mostly so that we can add definition to it. To help make elements of the sculpt stand out. Which, in all honesty, I'm probably not the best at. But on this miniature, it's quite simple. You can even use dry brushing and other techniques if it'll help. You are a cute cat though, Mika. Everyone appreciates a cute cat though. This is a cat fact. And people who don't appreciate cute cats are heretics and must be purged. I mean, what? And yes, you can still be allergic to cats and appreciate their cuteness. Facts. Hey pig, how you doing? Yeah, more painting. We're gonna try and get one or two of these guys done tonight. Then once they're done, that'll probably be my last stream on these particular Emperor's Children. I'll probably finish the kill team off stream. Hi, Evie. What's up, cat? No, she's just staring at me. What is she thinking? Why does she stare? LOL. Unstable. Hey, unstable. Thank you, Metal. We're having a nice time today. It's just nice and cozy. As it should be. On Hobby Friday. The real question, chat, is do I do a gold oil wash on this? I feel like it might look kind of interesting, but it also might interfere with the It also might interfere with some of the fluorescence, which is my only reason why I'm considering not doing it. Because I've got some oil sticks I can break down into washes, which would probably be quite good, honestly. It'll probably look quite nice. How am I in the Ponk doing? The Ponk's visiting family, so she's not home till next week. Literally 7 days until she's back. So I'm just getting by. Had a busy day doing lots of chores and housework. Oiled up minis is just the first step to a goon jar tiger. Wow! No. You realize that this is the oil I'm talking about, right? Like oil paint. Oil paint. I mean, just because I have linseed oil here, it doesn't mean I'm going to use it for that. Lol. I could use white spirit to thin it. Either works, honestly. White spirit and linseed oil are both good dilutants for oil paint. Some people prefer spirits. I've not actually worked with linseed oil, but I know that spirits are a good job. You could paint my body, lol. I'm sure many people would like to, but no. I have too much top energy for that shit. Also, side note, just got back into Dark Knight. Ooh, are you excited for the update that's happening next week? I'm probably gonna be doing Thursday or Wednesday as Dark Knight stream with the update when the update comes out, because I think it comes out on the 3rd. I could be wrong. I don't know why I've got the 3rd as the date in my head. But I should be able to give out, when I do the drop stream, I should be able to get some free cosmetics for chat, which would be nice. At least I'm assuming it's going to be cosmetics. It might not be. It could be something entirely different. It's actually going a little bit quicker than I thought it would, in all honesty. Have I seen Dun Da Dun? Yes, I just watched the last episode, the latest episode, when I was having lunch earlier today, honestly. I did a workout and had, like, some soft-boiled eggs. It was really nice. I need to have dinner at some point today. Which is why this might not be the longest stream in the world. What was that? Oh, that's Warhammer falling out of the pile of shame. Rip. So, under this desk that I'm painting on is my pile of shame, lol. It's very good. I love the animation. It's like some top-tier animation in that show. Like, genuinely, it just kind of came out of nowhere and was just, like, smashing all the right buttons to make stuff seem cool. Like, the studio behind it has done a fantastic job. And I think if it doesn't become a major hit, it's definitely going to be a cult classic among people. Where is my Reichland Flesh Shade? I know I've got Reichland Flesh Shade somewhere. There's a problem with all these... There we go. These Reichland Flesh Shade on the gold parts when I finish this last highlight. You're a hungry cat, though. I, too, am a hungry cat, though. Well, I'm not so hungry that I want to stop and eat dinner. We're going to use Vallejo Silver for the final highlight, just because it's ever so slightly brighter than the gold that the polished gold that we've just used. And then we'll wash everything down with Reichland Flesh Shade, just to add a bit more depth to, just a little bit more depth to the... Just a little bit more depth to the gold. There are some people who do this in a different order, but I like the idea of doing all the highlights first, and then tinting the silver with Reichland Flesh Shade to give it a bit more of a slight gold look. Because I don't like using silver as a pure highlight on gold. That's just down to personal preference. There is no wrong way of doing it. There's no right way either. But that's just the way I like to do things. Just gonna do a little bit on the edges. A little bit on the edges. That's all we need to do, really. Just as a sort of selective edge highlight. I'm going to do too much on the power pack. And just a little bit on the insignia. Your measly humans give you food. Why don't you just harass your local humans to give you food, lol? That's what my cats do when they're hungry. And it usually works, because, like, they literally just get all up in my grill and stop me doing anything that isn't giving them food. Which, you know, props to them for being smart enough to figure out how to get what they want, lol. A little bit on the edges of that insignia. Like, it's not a major feature, but you can just slightly make out the bit of extra shine that the silver gives it, which I quite like. And just a tiny bit on the trim. See, we didn't really bother with the middle stage for the trim, because the trim's very small. Like, it's very thin, and I feel like if you shade it too much, it can draw too much and highlight it too much. I think it just draws too much attention for what's effectively an accent piece and not a main focus of the shape. But once again, that's just my, like, opinion, man. I really need to watch The Big Lebowski. Like, there's so many good memes in it. Maybe that'll be next week's watch party. Right, and that's the silver done. Okay, the next thing I need is to get a different brush, because you do not mix, you don't ever mix your metallic flake brushes in with your non-metallic paints, because it just causes problems for the brushes, and then you get metallic shit in your non-metallic paints, and it's less than ideal. Let's just put it simply. It's far less than ideal, to say the least. Metallic shit. God damn it, Miko. Ah! It probably would be. Imagine having metal in your shit. No, no one needs that life. I'm just using my my thing to mix the paint very quickly. And a little bit of Reichland Flesh Shade into all of the gold. Should be very quick, very nice. Just a little wash. Gonna start with the power pack because we didn't actually do much on here. A little bit too much wash on there, but that's fine. We can just drain that back onto our brush once it's emptied. And while it's not a very big difference, the subtle difference is noticeable to when you see the miniature up close, I think. And I think that's important. It's the little things that count with miniature painting. Going to wash the insignia on the leg. A little bit of the trim. The nice thing about this is it's very thin, so you can just be a little bit more messy with it, and it'll probably work out. Especially because we're going back over the pink bits later. Okay, now let's go over the axe and the pauldrons and then the face. Pauldron with the insignia. We'll go over this, just because I think it would look nice to just give this very pale bandagey brown just a bit of a darker wash. One thing I also like about washes is that it's basically just color correction layers. When you want to tint something or add a bit more depth, it just works wonderfully, I think. The real question, chat, is do I want to base this in... do I want to base this in snow? Or do I want to base it in rocks? Because I feel like both work, honestly. I'm leaning towards snow, honestly. But either way, like, because the pink will, the richness of the pink will stand out against the snow. But at the same time, it's also going to stand out really well against, like, the rubble, the rocky, the greyish rocky rubble I've got. So, yeah. It's one of those situations where if either one works, what's the best looking option? Because the snow is just going to be pure white, isn't it? Okay. Use the other paint water for that. Now, the next thing I've got to do is do those fluorescent eyes, which might take a little bit, because I want to make sure that that's right. I should have washed the face first, because then by now it would be done. But anyway, I do still need to mix this fluorescent paint. We're going to use AK Interactive Fluorescent Blue, which is a very bright pigment, honestly. So I think it's going to be the perfect thing. And if I show you the bottle under the UV light, look at how it glows. Like, it's going to be so good. And it's going to contrast really well with the pink. It's the only thing I'm really going to use this this paint for, is like Space Marine eyes. And maybe Power Weapon glow. I literally have a single drop of this paint. And I'm not going to thin it, because I don't think I need to. Not because it's paint that if I were applying with a brush, I would thin it. But I'm not applying with a brush. I'm applying with a toothpick, because it just gives me a bit more control. And the eye slits are very small, and I'm not very good at doing eyes. It's another thing I know I need to improve. But we'll get there eventually. And that's all painting is, really. It takes time to improve, gain new techniques, and learn how to do things better. There's no one way of doing stuff. This works for me. This works for me. And ultimately, as long as it works for me, that's all it needs to do. It's going to look great with the oil wash, I think. And now we've got those eye lenses filled in. Of course, we're not done with them yet. The miniature is far from finished. We've just done the basic steps to get it kind of like... If I based this and put it on the tabletop, you know, it'd be okay. But we can make it better. God, I love how that blue just contrasts so well. You can't quite make out all the colors. Actually, maybe in the dark it would look better. Just while I'm waiting for this to dry, you know? Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see how it does in the darkness, chat. Cats, I've already fed you. Don't harass me for more food. Wow. Oh god, we're Raven. Oh. It's a shame that you guys can't really see the color on the camera. That's really annoying, because, like, I can see the difference between the pink and the blue, but all you guys get to see is just glow. That's a shame. That's a real shame. That's a real shame. Anyway, you'll obviously see what it looks like on social medias eventually. And it'll look great. I might not do the oil wash, honestly. I think the oil wash is going to be for the miniatures that aren't in this fluorescent stuff. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I do actually have a fluorescent oil stick, but it's very red. I don't know how I feel about this, but, like, it's actually meant to be pink. But like, if you look at them next to each other, it's like this is so much more condensed and bright. I mix it with linseed oil. This is probably what I'm going to use for the wash. But we've still got a bit more to do. We're going to add some additional tones to this. I'm going to add some additional tones to this miniature. I'm going to be using Liquitex acrylic pink and fluorescent pink and Liquitex fluorescent blue, which are both very, very, very colourful and shiny. Like, look at how bright they are. So yeah, that should do really well for us. Just to kind of add a bit more volume to the miniature. I'm just gonna get these mixed up, and then we'll get started. I think I'll start with the pink because I want to wait for the eyes to be finished drying, so I can go over them with this blue ink as well, just to add a little bit more, volume and dimension to it. Don't need much on the brush, thankfully. And thankfully, because this is an ink, it's very, very thin. The goal isn't to wash, it's just to sort of draw on some highlights. And create some nice gradual tone shifts. Which, it looks like are so subtle that you can't really see what I'm doing on the camera, but I can see it. Like, this is one of those things where content creation and mini painting. I need a better camera. I just need a better camera. But I've got a good enough camera that the cameras I need that would actually improve what I'm doing are so expensive that probably it's going to take a long time to save up for. But we'll get there eventually. Most of the paint off. We don't want too much paint to actually be on it. Why not put it up on throne? I could. But like, it's the kind of thing that's so expensive, no one's gonna want to do it. Like we're talking triple to quadruple digits for a proper detail camera for miniature painting. Like, it's not like the kind of quality of camera you need to show the really subtle details are just a little bit excessive. But you know, I'm okay just making do with what I've got. I had someone gift me 209 subs. It's not too far-fetched. Look, that was for a charity event. And that person has other things to spend their money on these days, you know? I was very worried when Beeper did that. And we aren't gonna just ask people to donate money for stuff, you know? Besides, I can just save up for it. It's not like I need like a top tier camera right now. I'm just a little content creator doing little content creation things. And also, it challenges me. It also challenges me because it means that I need to work on creating my own contrast on the miniatures. Because if I can do that, then it's going to show up no matter what, even on the camera, no matter what camera I use. Because that's how you know you've got like a really good miniature painter, is that the stuff they show always looks like the way they intend it to look. But you know, I think in the past like year or so since I've gotten back into the hobby, I think I've really improved. Once again, I'm never ever going to try and be like a competition winning painter. I just paint so I can enjoy the hobby with friends. And share the cool stuff you guys do as well. And while some people might say it's all talent, it's not. It's all time. That's all it is. Like miniature painting, like anything, is a skill that you choose to develop by investing your time in it and doing research to make things look the way you want it to. People come from different skill sets and learn different things, and it all contributes. Okay, I think that's all of the pink I wanted to do done. So now it's time to do a little bit of... Hey, Eagle Munch! Hey, Hatsona! How you doing? Hanging out at lunch and reading. What you reading? How's work? You having a nice day? It's always lovely to see you, Eagle. Thank you so much for dropping by. Take a smidge of this pink and mix it in with this blue ink. Or rather, a smidge of that blue ink and mix it in with the pink. No, I'm gonna have to. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm mixing the pigments together to make a sort of violet ink tone, like a purplish ink tone, which I'm going to use for shading. Though honestly, I'm not super keen on how it looks. I think I might just go back to the pure blue. In fact, I think that's what I need to do. Because I think that's going to create the maximum amount of contrast. Which I think is what we need to do right now. Night Lord Omnibus! Oh, hell yeah. Workers wearing Black Friday at a bank goes slowly. You'd think it would be people trying to cash in, like, loans and stuff. Trying to overspend what they've got. Because, you know, consumer culture and all that stuff. People wanting to have the thing now because it's cheap, but maybe not necessarily having the money for it. But also, Black Friday is a bit of a rip-off. A lot of the time, it's just people, like retailers, increasing the retail price or showing what the retail price is, and then saying, "Oh yeah, no, it's on sale. Save this much." But they in fact would not save anything because it's the price they normally sell it at. Lol. I need to use more of this blue. This blue shade glazing is going to take a while, honestly. That's okay, because it's going to look great when it's finished. We're using blue ink over the pink, specifically. Oh my god, Eagle, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs! Holy shit! Wait, when did I get a gift sub? Did I get a sub earlier? I must have got an extra one last night that I didn't realize. Oh my god, we've got a level 2 hype train. Oh my god. Eagle, thank you so much for all the gift subs. I appreciate you. You're a good bean. You are getting me into paints for next month, lol. So what do you want to see me paint next month? Do you want to see me paint Necrons or Drakari? Because either works, honestly. Thank you so much, Eagle. Oh my god, it just keeps going. How many did you gift? What? Thank you so much. Time of giving. You're a sweet bean, Eagle. I appreciate you. You'll never tell. Oh my god. I mean, there's a count literally on the screen. Lol. But thank you so much. Oh, I was talking with Froggy, who's another Warhammer VTuber, and I've realized I need to stop paying taxes on this streaming. Well, no, I don't need to stop paying taxes because I don't earn enough. But I need to like start registering my tax information. Otherwise, like, I might get in trouble. But Kato wishes to commit tax evasion without going to jail. Wah. That's too much blue. Just get that off there. Wah. I think what I was talking about, like, contrast is starting to show through. Run for president, then. I can't be president. I'm not a US citizen. Oh. I don't think you can be a president of the US if you're not, like, a resident, right? Or do you need to be native? In which case, technically, none of the presidents should be citizens, because, like, none of them are Native Americans, lol. Oh, sorry, that was wrong, lol. That's okay, you don't need to apologize. I would be a benevolent dictator. I mean, what? Thank you so much, Eagle. You're being such a Chad today. Wah. Chat, you know, if someone gifts another gift sub or two, I think that puts us on the next level of hype train, lol. If someone feels like doing that, I actually don't know what it does, lol. What do hype trains do, chat? I know you get to unlock new emotes and stuff for the channel, which is, you know, always nice for people. But if I want to be real, I don't actually know what they do other than get emotes for people. Wah! Wah! You have to be born in the US to be a president. That's how they wanted to make Obama not be able to run because he was born on a US ship. But that still counted as US soil. Nice. Hype train level 2 complete. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, Eagle. I don't know if I'd ever want to have that kind of power. Like, I just think, like, it's a bit overrated. Like, I don't want to deal with that kind of level of stress. Because, like, if someone trusted me with that kind of authority, I'd want to do a good job. But would I be capable of doing the job? Who knows, chat? Who knows? Let's have a look at how this is looking under the black light. I hope that there's going to be a lot more blue in the miniature now. There should be. I need to finish glazing this bit. I love how these fluorescent paints kind of blend together the way they do. Like, it just looks very cool. Finish glazing the scuff cat. Wow. Ooh, we got a very cute hype train emote, chat. I would love for the Night Lords. I would for the Night Lords and go after the cartels. Well, you know what? That's fair. Ooh. What? Callus, hi. God, it's just so white. On the camera, at least. It doesn't look like this off camera. It looks very blue and pink. Oh god, I'm about to knock my light off the desk. Saved. Okay, what do I need to do? I need to tint this bit a little bit more. Because even though it's all glowy, I am trying my best to create proper shading on this miniature. You did spook the cat. Wow. You know, I think for me, the one concern I've got about actually, no, I kind of like the idea in hindsight. Now that I've thought about it, the idea that like there's like the fluorescent light is bursting from inside the armor, because that reminds me a little bit of the description of Angel Exterminatus, right? Because there they just like bound themselves to Slanesh, And they were just glowing with energy. And I think that that's a very cool aesthetic to try and capture. Yeah, I think I will try the glowy oil wash. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go in with the toothpick again for that bit. Because I know myself. I may fuck it up if I don't. Oh no, it's the paint's too thin for me to use the toothpick. Fuck. Okay, fine. Actually, you know what? If it overspills, that's fine, because it's just going to add a nice little glow effect to it, won't it? Oh, that's too much paint. Too much paint, but that's fine. We've saved it. For fuck's sake. I'm actually starting to wonder if acrylic ink is the right choice for these eyes. I might just go in with more of the blue full acrylic paint for the eye slots. I think that might genuinely be the right way to go. I like the blue to pink contrast we're creating for shading there. I do think this is going the way I'd envisioned for the most part. It's just a little bit hard to get that kind of smooth transition from one color to the other. I think that's my own fault. Use a thumb to smudge some of that. Just blend some of that in. Yeah. I think that's starting to look the part, chat. What do you think? Like, especially on this knee, like, that's exactly what I was going for. That kind of, like, high contrast transition from one to the other, but it's still a smoothish blend. I think we're getting the hang of this. Oh god, I think I fucked up. I shouldn't have touched it. It was fine. But it's fine. We fixed it. So what does fluorescent paint do differently as for highlighting? Well, you can't see this. But, like, because the camera's not showing up. But you can see... Oh, you can see a little bit better now. But yeah, you see how it goes from that, like, bright white, which is actually blue in my eyes here, to pink. That's basically what it is. So, the idea is just to make it have a sort of inner glow kind of thing. I think it's working, honestly. You can certainly see it better now than you could before. And it's mostly just to create natural, like the regular shading, but like different. You can see the eyes glowing now. That's a good look. I think that's honestly basically done. There's a little bit more I could do. But for the most part, the main thing now is to let it dry and then do the oil wash. Everything else is just attempting to push the contrast a little bit further. So so it's really just painting like normal paints. There's not that much difference. It's just I felt like I wanted to go neon to like, because it's the Emperor's Children are often described as having neon colors that are offensive to the eyes, but no one really paints that. So I was like, well, I'm gonna try it out and see how it looks, and I quite like it, honestly. I've got a range of Emperor's Children in different types of neon. Except for this guy. This guy's going to have neon green flames. He's meant to be a word bearer that's joined the Emperor's Children warband. I based him on Quarantune from Renegade's Lord of Excess. So I thought it made sense to make him a Balefire Acolyte for the kill team. Because, you know, the word bearer is going to be like a demon guy with demon powers and shit. He's a Diabolist. I wonder if I could use him as that in... I probably could use him as a Diabolist in Horus Heresy. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go in with another toothpick layer on the eyes. Just because I can see a little bit of the blue coming, of the pink coming through. And we don't want that. We want the blue eye lenses. Okay, chat. How shall we base this guy? That's the big question. Do we want to base him on snow, or do we want to base him on rubble? I'm not sure which is going to look better, but I'm going to try my best to be consistent with the whole army. Even though this guy is just a kill team guy. I think, especially with the darker purples, I think snow is going to be the better option. And honestly, it's also easier to sort out because I just, you know, use snow texture paint, lol. Easy. GG. Where is my... Where? Oh, it's right here. It was right in front of my face, chat. Right in front of my face. But where's my texture tool? God damn it. I'm losing everything, chat. It was right here. I know I had it right here. I was using it the other day. It was, in fact, right here. It was too close, and I couldn't realize that. Corpses. No, that's too much effort. That's too much effort. Speaking of corpses, I need to really finish my plague zombies or poxwalkers for my death guard. They're like all basically, the only thing I need to do is all their skin, and then they're basically done. But look at this glorious texture paint. I don't have to do anything. I just smear this on the base. And it's done. A textured painted base. I guess I need to do the edge of the rim of the actual base. Would probably be a good idea. Actually, you know what? I already decided I was going to do a bit of a snowy thing for them. Because I did Eidolon with a snowy base. Can't believe I'd forgotten about that. Eidolon looks great, by the way. I'm so happy with how he turned out. I learned a lot painting him. Like, usually I'm a speed painter, but like doing things a more traditional way, definitely a good thing to do every now and again, and to really take your time with miniatures. And I feel like, oh god, there's a little bit of snow on the armor. I feel like for the Emperor's Children especially, it just makes sense to go that extra mile. Because they are all about the aesthetics and striving to look perfect. And I think when you're painting them, you kind of have to adopt something similar. Otherwise, you know, it doesn't quite look so characterful. But then again, it's all subjective, isn't it? Goon paint. What? See you later. See you later, Eagle. Thank you so much for dropping by, and thank you again for all your support. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful shift. Goon paint? No. Not goon paint. Texture paint. Texture paint! Wow! Yeah, I quite like this texture paint, honestly. It looks good. It looks good. Like, unfortunately, you guys can't see the texture that I see, because it just looks like white on the camera. But it's good paint. Vallejo does some fantastic, like, basing materials. And their texture paint is probably one of my favorites. You can kind of just mold it into shape, really, before it dries. The nice thing about this snow texture as well is that, like, you don't really have to do much to it for it to look good. And I also don't have to wait long before I do the oil wash. Because even if the base isn't dry, varnish frosting that can happen when you mix oil paints and acrylics, if the acrylic isn't fully dry, doesn't really matter on a snow base because it's just going to be white anyway. Okay, I need to get a little bit of texture paint in that gap between the feet. Just a smidge. Yeah. Garlic bread, hi, how you doing? Let me get you your bean. Protect my bean to you while you're at work. I will. I will take very good care of bean to you. Wah. What? What? Bean to you shall be with me. Bean to you shall be with me here. Always protect the bean to you. Okay. Well, that's that done. I'm just gonna let them dry for a bit, and then we'll do the oil wash. The real question is, what should we do next? We've still got time. I don't want to do a super long stream today, if I want to be honest. So I think what we'll try and do is we'll start mixing up some oil wash. We don't need much. Just a little bit. How do I mix up the oil wash, though? Well, what I do is... You are always welcome, garlic bread. We take our oil stick, which is fluorescent pink. I know it doesn't look it, but that's because this oil stick is highly concentrated. And we're just gonna get a little plastic cup. And, oh my god, my hobby knife is in the other room. Hang on. I will get my hobby knife. I will get my hobby knife. Cats, I'm not feeding you. I've already fed you. Wow. Why do you think I'm gonna feed you again? So we're actually only basing the one. So we're only washing probably just the one today. So we're just gonna carve a little bit of the oil pigment. And it goes in the cup. And then we get ourselves... Where's my white spirit? There's my white spirit. A smidge of white spirit. No, not petrol. Hey Kay, how you doing? Generally speaking, you want to err on the side of... You want things to be thicker than they are thinner. So I'm just going to leave that like so to dissolve a little bit. Then I need to set aside... Thicker than a snicker. Embrace your sus. Lol. Thank you, Metal. Then I'm gonna choose a brush that I'm going to ruin, because once you start using a brush for oil, you can't really use it for anything else. This is why I mostly use cheap, crappy brushes that don't really matter if I ruin them. So I'm just gonna mix this up. And break up this pigment. I might need to use a bit more pigment, honestly. Maybe I'll shave a bit more, I'll shave a bit more of the oil pigment into it. But in terms of sheer volume, this is probably going to be enough to last a while. But, you know, oil paints don't really dry out. You can always reactivate them by adding more spirit to it. So the idea of this is that it's going to add a sort of inner glow to everything, which I think will look very cool. I might not use it on the weapon. But yeah, it should hopefully look quite cool. Well, I've never used an oil stick before. Oil sticks are a lot thicker, and they're going to take a little bit more time to dissolve in the thinner. Okay, garlic bread. Just put the oil in the jar. No! It's not the goon jar. No! I'm not sus. You're sus. Why does everything need to be a in the goon jar? But yeah, as you can see, we're getting a very nice fluorescent pink now that it's actually thinned. But it's going to take a little while to mix up. So I'm just going to keep mixing. Chat, what would you like to see me paint next? Not necessarily today, but like as a next project. Because like, as long as we get one of these done, I'll happily just paint these Emperor's Children off stream for the most part. Not these particular ones, but all of the ones I've painted. Remember, no fall into chaos or else the God Emperor will be mad. But I've already fallen to chaos, lol. I'm literally painting traitors. A rainbow... No! No! I don't even know what a rainbow... A rainbow dash is like a My Little Pony thing, right? I've seen memes, but I don't know anything about My Little Pony. This tiny little bit is just taking forever to mix. I might just leave that to dissolve a bit, and then... And then, while that continues to dissolve in the white spirit, I will, I guess I'm gonna have to rim the base. Lol. Yes, I know what I'm saying. I'm going to rim this base, chat. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. All you can do is watch as I rim this base. It was a cursed relic from the internet, lol. Oh dear. Wait, is this the reason why there are jars? If you don't know, then don't look it up. I feel like I've heard of it. I do watch Wang and his tales from the internet, and I feel like this might have been one of them. Okay. I'm just gonna rim the base, chat, and then yeah. It's gonna be time to do the oil wash, I think. Hopefully, assuming that breaks up. You can watch me rimming the space. Lol. I mean, yeah. It's not sus. I'm just literally painting the rim of the space. I'm getting my brush all up in the rim, and it's gonna be fine. That should be enough paint to rim that base. Watch as I rim. It's gonna be so thoroughly rimmed. There won't be anything left for it to do but take it. I mean, what? Let that dry for a bit. But what if the base is... You mean a power bottom? Well, I'm sure some of these Emperor's Children are power bottoms. But it doesn't matter. Lol. Fulgrim doesn't care about consent, chat. This is literally in the law. It's really grim. Anyway, I'm pretty sure neither do the Chaos Gods, lol. Come on, break up. I want to dissolve you into paint. Actually, maybe I can slice it up further. Maybe that would help. I feel like I need to add more pigment, because this is way thinner than I thought it was going to be. It's meant to be not quite be sludgy, but it's not meant to be this thin. And I have only used tiny little slivers. The weird thing is that most of it is actually just going to be most of it is actually just going to be wiped off. But the idea is that you saturate the miniature in the oil, so that as you wipe it off, you'll create that sort of volumetric kind of stuff, shading. It's a bit kind of like a reverse dry brush to like remove some of the paint. One bean fallen, I will give you a bean. You are innocent. Are you, Mika? Are any of us truly innocent? For there is no innocence, only degrees of guilt. See, when I'm not paying when I'm not playing a game, I have the attention span to do this stuff, because I mean, mostly I'm literally just waiting for paint to dissolve and dry now. That's literally where we're at in the stream, which is a weird spot to be in, honestly. Bloop. Are you innocent? There's no such thing as innocence. Not in when it comes to Warhammer. For literally everyone is a war criminal in some regard. I'm gonna Google how thick I want this to be. Jesus Christ. I'm just gonna have to keep stirring it, aren't I? God, this is literally the stream now, as me stirring this little cup of paint until the pigment deletes. Wow. Come on. Maybe I should mix a different oil with it, just to help the process. I think I will. I think I will add a pinch of ultramarine violet. Because this is translucent, so it should not, despite how dark it is, it shouldn't dominate the overall luminescence of the paint, I hope. But then again, what do I know? This is my first time using this stuff. Hey, Deadfire! You know, like nothing of the Warhammer lore except that orcs are dumb reality benders, and like 86% of the people who know the lore are cute girls. This is a fact, but also not a fact because everything is canon. I mean, what? Also, the orcs are actually originally a species called the Krork. Now, the Krork, like the Eldar, are actually the creations of the Old Ones. Oh, look at that. That dissolves so much faster. God, how long did it take to dilute an oil stick into That's quite a nice color. This is too thick. It's too thick. Like, it's too thin. How glowy is it? Not as glowy as I'd like. Oh. It's fine. I'm just gonna... keep adding this fluorescent shit to it. And slowly but surely it will dissolve. Just a matter of being patient. And I have no patience. Wow, this is like an oil pastel. But yeah, so the orcs were originally a species called the Krork. They were created by the Old Ones to be specifically their soldiery. Alongside the Eldar. So they were some of the first sentient species of the galaxy, along with the Necrontyr, who would later become the Necrons. This is the War in Heaven, which is like the earliest thing. After the War in Heaven ended, and the Old Ones were defeated, the Necrons went to slumber, and the Catan were defeated, and the Eldar was being smarter, ever so slightly smarter than the Krork, culled the Krork until they actually devolved into the modern-day orc and set about being the dominant power in the galaxy. So orcs, weirdly enough, orcs' size directly correlates with their intelligence. The bigger they are, the smarter they are. Therefore, they are both brutal and cunning. And that's why, like, Gazkal, the biggest orc currently right now, is, like, the prophet of Gork and Mork, because he is the smartest and the hardest. But yeah, the orcs have a shared psychic field where their belief kind of shapes reality around them. It's why their guns seem to never run out of ammo, or they're always able to load whatever into it and it fires. Snooter! Thank you so much for the raid! Thank you so much for sharing your community with me. How are you doing? What was your stream like? I hope you had a wonderful time. Thank you so much for trusting me with your community. Welcome, welcome, raiders. I'm Tiger. I am a variety streamer. I like hobby streams, like painting Warhammer, as you can see. I shitpost on socials. If you like what I do, I also do. If you like just dumb memes about Warhammer. If you like Warhammer, by the way, I do a podcast every other Friday now on this channel. I also do Warhammer book readings on YouTube. So if you're curious about the lore, by all means, please do check it out. I hope you have a lovely time here. Thursdays are almost always games with chat night. We do a lot of fun stuff, honestly. I try and make a cozy environment for everyone. My favorite lore bit. You know, my favorite lore bit has to be the Grandmaster Azrael of the Dark Angels caused the when Typhus and Cypher were about doing shenanigans on the rock. Typhus was trying to do timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff and create a new legion out of the fallen Dark Angels on Caliban by fusing them with the Death Guard and trying to corrupt them to Nurgle. Azrael stopped that, but when he did so, what he did was he caused the breaking of Caliban to happen. Which is kind of crazy, honestly. It's like a weird closed loop that would have never happened if Azrael hadn't done that, but also had already happened before Azrael was alive. And it's just like, it's just funny. It's just funny. Like, how thick do I want my oil wash to be? So right now we're mixing up an oil wash for our Emperor's Children, the first finished member of our Emperor's Children kill team. We'll probably paint most of the rest off stream. We were doing art requests as always. Ended up drawing for 6 hours. Oh my god, Disnooter. Please do rest your wrists. Grab yourself a snack and do some self-care, okay? Thank you so much for trusting me with the community. No, their size is based on how aggressive and successful they are. Gazclaw was smart due to his brain injury. Wait, really? I thought he was always smart. And then again, he's always had a plate over one of his eyes. He's always had bionics, hasn't he? I don't know. I'm not super deep into orc lore, if I want to be honest with you all, chat. I can admit that. I'm not a lore master. There's a lot of Warhammer lore I that's just missing in my brain. Okay. While I continue to wait for the pigment to dissolve in this white spirit. Actually, let me just have a look and see how luminescent it is. Oh, that is pretty luminescent. It could be more luminescent, but that's pretty luminescent. We're using a lot of UV paint. So my goal by the end of the stream is to have this guy washed, this guy here finished, which is, he's basically done. I mean, I'm mostly just rimming the base with black to kind of get pretty much the final stages of being finished. And yes, you're allowed to giggle when I say I'm rimming the base, lol. I'm going to grab some food. Okay, I hope you have a lovely meal. I also need to eat at some point. Gonna do a second coat. Just to make sure we've got anything missing that needs to be covered. Okay, I think that base is successfully rimmed now. Now it's just a matter of sorting out this white spirit. How thick do I need oil paint to be? Orcs are the good time in the Grimdark. That's true, except for when they decide to be Grimdark themselves, because orcs are horrendous when they want to be. But that's a choice they actively make, which I don't know if that's better or worse. How thin do you... How thick should oil-based paint be? Similar consistency to heavy cream. What the fuck do they mean? What is heavy cream? So it should be thicker than this, right? It should be thicker than this. Fuck. How do I... This is meant to be really dense pigment. It should be making this way thicker. I don't want to make too much, though, because, like... Wow. I don't want to make too much, because then it's just... Then it's just, like, gonna go to waste if I don't finish more stuff. Which means, I suppose, I'll probably finish the rest during the, watch... I suppose I'll just finish the rest during the watch party tomorrow. Also, if you're in Discord, we're going to be watching some Warhammer Plus animations on in a watch party. Should be fun. I like the Warhammer Plus animations. They're a good time. This is starting to feel appropriately thick now. I think this last batch of pigment was the right amount. So I need to put quite a bit in this. That's what I've learned. But even still, it doesn't really... It doesn't really... It just takes a long time to... It just takes a long time to mix, I think. And this cup feels very thin, I'm not gonna lie. It's a disposable cup, because I read that this was the best thing to really use to mix it, because, like, it's just less cleanup, because I can just chuck it away. I should have thought about mixing this up beforehand. This is something I'm going to learn for later, because it doesn't really... Oil paint doesn't really dry, it cures. So, yeah. It's just a bit different. Okay. I'm going to leave that for a sec. I'm going to quickly blast this miniature with a hairdryer to make sure it's properly dry before I do anything I might regret. So I will be back in but a moment, chat. Don't go anywhere. I'm actually pretty proud with how he's turned out, honestly. It's not a bad miniature. And the reason why we do oil wash is because oil washers like to... They like to fill all the recesses of the armor. Fallen, I will give you a beam before I quickly disappear for like about a minute to blow dry this miniature. Where is my VTube studio? There is my VTube studio. Beam me up, Scotty. Lol. You are going to get beamed. Successfully beamed. What? Okay, I'll be back in but a moment, chat. I'm just gonna make sure that this guy is ready for oil wash before I accidentally get varnish frosting on the armor, because that would be terrible. Oh, actually, before I do that, I've also noticed a little bit where some of the pigment I was using has dropped onto the snow. We can't have that. It doesn't even look like blood, so like it's just a random blemish that is going to annoy me. God, I love texture paint. It's just such a useful tool for finishing bases off. And it's going to last for ages. I'm going to probably be able to do the whole army with this. Okay, I'm just going to blow dry this guy, and then we are gonna start the oil wash. And then maybe when that while that dries, I'll start on one of the other models, maybe. I don't know. I don't have that much time. I do need to cook before bed. Back in a sec. Okay. That should be nice and dry now, which means we can continue. I'm pretty confident. Sliv, can I tell you a bedtime story? Have you heard "Go the fuck to sleep"? Let me bring up the coffee pasta. God, I need to find the thing. The cats nestle close to their kittens. The lambs have laid down with the sheep. You are cozy and warm in your bed, my dear. Please, go the fuck to sleep. The windows are dark in the town, child. The whales hurtle down in the deep. I'll read you one very last book if you swear. You'll just go the fuck to sleep. The eagles who soar through the sky are at rest, and the creatures who crawl, run, and creep. I know you're not thirsty. That's bullshit. Stop lying. Lie the fuck down, my darling, and sleep. The wind whispers soft through the grass, hun. The field mice, they make not a peep. It's been 38 minutes already. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Go to sleep. All the kids from daycare are in dreamland. The froggy has made his last leap. Hell no, you can't go to the bathroom. You know where you can go? The fuck to sleep. The owls fly forth from the treetops. Through the air they soar and they sweep. The hot crimson rage fills my heart, love. For real, shut the fuck up and sleep. The cubs and the lions are snoring, wrapped in a big snuggly heap. The sparrow has silenced her cheep. Fuck your stuffed bear. I'm not getting you shit. Close your eyes, cut the crap, and sleep. Flowers doze low in the meadows, and high on the mountains so steep. My life is a failure. I'm a shitty-ass parent. Stop fucking with me, please, and sleep. The giant pangolins of Madagascar are snoozing, as I lie here and openly weep. Sure, fine, whatever. I'll bring you some milk. Who the fuck cares? You're not gonna sleep. The room is all I can remember. The furniture crappy and cheap. You win, you escape. You run down the hall as I nod the fuck off to sleep. Bleary and dazed I awaken, to find your eyes shut, so I keep my fingers crossed tight as I tiptoe away and pray that you're fucking asleep. We're finally watching our movie. Popcorn's in the microwave. Beep. Oh shit, goddammit, you've got to be kidding. Go the fuck back to sleep. That was Go the Fuck to Sleep by Adam Mansbach. I hope you enjoyed that bedtime story, Sliv. It's a silly time. You're welcome, Sliv. I thought it was an appropriately silly story. Okay, I think I can do the oil wash. What are you doing at 1 a.m.? I need to read what bedtime. I'm going to sleep. I'll be asleep at 1 a.m. I have work tomorrow. I have to get up at 5. Wow. Wow. How glowy is this oil wash? Glowy enough. After I'm finished with the oil wash, I will probably need to go back over the acrylic with the eyes for the acrylic. Now this might seem a bit messy, and it is. Trust me, it is. But it's gonna look great when I actually wash the miniature off. Oh no, I've got some on the snow, but it's fine. I'll just cover up the snow later with more snow. I should have probably done this before I based it, but eh. Now you want to be quite heavy-handed when you do an oil wash, from what I understand of it. I've never done one of these before, in all honesty, so who knows? I might fuck it all up. But, you know, if we do, at least we learned something. And that's the most important part of painting a miniature if you're trying something new, is that you learn from your experience. Ah! Why? 5 in the morning. It's like coming up to 9 p.m. here. Ah. So no, I do not have 16 hours. Where do you think I live? God, I wish I had 16 hours. That'd just be real neat, my guys. And now he's gonna have a glorious dark pink glow towards the end when he's all finished. I'm hoping it's gonna look really rich and vibrant. Let's in fact have a look and see how that looks under the black light. It's still quite glowy, honestly. I do think that it's detracted from some of the glow we had before on him. But that's okay. It'll come back because all this is basically an overlay layer. And in about an hour's time, when that's cured a little bit, just enough to sort of be a bit stickier on the model, we're going to go over it with a makeup sponge and just basically wipe a bunch of it off. Which might sound a bit wasteful, but it's the right way to go. Don't lie, there's no 5 in the morning. I wish there was no 5 in the morning, but I am acutely accustomed to and well acquainted with 5 in the morning. Unfortunately. It's only a rumor, a myth. Oh, but I confront it 4 days a week when I go to work. It's definitely no rumor. I assure you, it is a true horror. But yeah, that's basically it. If you're watching this on YouTube, in about a minute or so, probably less than that. Once I've rated out, hey Punk, I'm actually just gonna raid out right now, lol. But if you're watching on YouTube, I'm gonna pause the VOD, and then by the time you see this, in literally a second, you'll see me wiping down the thing. I don't know who we're raiding. Who we're raiding? I wouldn't mind raiding Froggy. I keep wanting to raid Froggy, but I also keep missing the end of her streams. Froggy is doing a miniature thing right now. I love Froggy. I hope I get to hang out with her at some point. I wanna probably try and go to one of her Warhammer World meets at some point because she's just a funny person. She's a good time to hang out with, and she's just an amazing painter. Like, she entered Gold Demon not that long ago. Oh my god, she's doing an old metal demon prince. Oh my god, I love that model. I always wanted that model. I'm not going to sleep yet. I'm gonna go make dinner, lol. And then I'm gonna continue finishing this with the final stage. A little bit of cleanup, and then that's basically gonna be it. But yeah. Fallen, I'm gonna refund that bean because there's no point putting it up. We're ending. You can have your bean point back, and you can have your bean back, and I will yeah, because I will forget next stream. But we're ending. We're ending, Fallen. You won't get to enjoy your bean. As always, chat. Thank you, Metal. As always, chat, thank you so much for hanging out. Tomorrow we are going to be watching Warhammer Plus animations in Discord, so please come hang out. Most people wouldn't have seen them. They're a good time. They're really well made, and they're fun stories. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world, okay? Moi. Moi. And we are back. So we've let that cure for a little bit over an hour. So I guess this is kind of meant to be. This is the bit that a lot of people enjoy. So we just take this little makeup egg, and we're going to just use it to kind of wipe the excess oil off the miniature. So it should look quite nice when it's done. You can already see just how much depth that oil wash has added. And it's added a slight tint to everything, which I think works for the idea of like doing a sort of like glowing thing. There's going to be some passive light emanating from the Marine's armor onto everything around them. So let's just have a go. I've never actually done this before on a miniature, but it's probably similar to just blending makeup, which is what these sponges are usually for. So let's have a look. Most of it is actually just going to come right off because oil paint... Oh god! Oh no! I put too much pressure on it, but that's fine. That's fine. It'll be fine, chat, I promise. Because we can just glue it back on, right? It's kind of a little bit like a backwards dry brush, this. Bugger it, there's no point pretending that that's staying on anymore. But the ink is so wet. We don't want to rub too hard, because the white spirit can be used to remove acrylics. So it might be a problem for the rest of the miniature. I don't know why the base came off. It came off the base though, because that was all done with plastic cement. That was done with plastic cement when we first built this guy. So I am surprised that like it all came off. I'm loving the interaction. I'm loving the interaction between the neon pink wash and the gold though. That looks really nice. I do wonder what a gold stick would be, a gold oil wash would look like. Probably mix that with a bit of sepia brown. I'm going to need to work hard to remove some of the excess pink in the recesses of this axe, honestly. Because there's a lot. But it kind of looks nice, honestly. Eyes have ended up a little bit darker than I'd like, so we're gonna go over that with the blue once again. But before we do that, we are once again going to use some texture paint to cover up all that pink. Then we'll go in Probably with a bit of super glue, honestly. That's probably the right way of doing this. This is mostly just to completely cover up all of that pink, honestly. Now, the texture paint can actually hold... Like, this stuff, when it hardens, can actually just kind of act as a binder for the rest of the miniature. Because it does dry rock hard, and I've used a dark earth texture specifically to get minis glued. Particularly, it's mostly been my Dark Angels. That's a bit thicker than I'd like it to be, honestly. But that's fine. Make it look like they're in deep snow. And that'll be okay. A little slight pink tint is in the snow. And it's almost like there's like a little path that he's treading through. Which works out rather nicely, honestly. Okay, one last thing before we arguably say that this is completely done. Is that we are just going to go over the eyes with the toothpick and the fluorescent blue once again. Where's the toothpick gone? Do I have to get another one? Oh. I don't like having to use extra supplies. Where is my... I've lost the toothpick pack. God! No, there it is. Ah! No, to be a scatterbrained autistic creature. You never know where anything is, and yet you always know where everything is, all at once, and it's just a little bit silly. So sometimes you overlook stuff, knowing that it's there, but thinking, oh no, I can't find it. So there's no way it would be in the exact spot that you last put it. And then getting frustrated with yourself for not being able to find it. Lol. Story of my life, chat. Story of my life. Let's have a quick check. See how this looks. That's you can't really see it on the camera, but I like that. That's a good look. So we're just gonna carefully get a little bit of this off. And then we're just gonna gently dab in the center of the eye socket. I should probably actually just super glue this guy to the base. Yeah, I think that works. I think that works really well, chat. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see me paint next. But that was fun. I like that. That's a really it's a really nice scheme, honestly. It's a little bit too much there, but like we'll just Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. It's fine. Fine, it's fine. Everything is fine. I'm just gonna Go ahead and get that excess off. God, I can't believe I did that right at the end. But you know, it's fine for that to be just a little bit of a mess. It's fine for that to just be a little bit of a mess. If there was no mess, would he even really be indulgent, as the Emperor's children are? Well, just gonna add a little bit of super glue, just to help hold him in place. And yeah, I think that works out rather nicely. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. I hope you liked this. I hope you learned something. I certainly learned stuff painting this. But yeah, I'll see you next time, okay? I don't know what the next stream is going to be, probably next week. If you like Emperor's Children, we've got audiobooks on the channel. Please do watch that. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see you next time, okay? Mwah.